In February of 2008, Starbucks, that little coffee chain, actually closed 7,100 of their stores, affecting 135,000 of their employees. Why? Because their Starbucks experience was getting watered down. Their employees weren't delivering what they said they would deliver. I was just wondering what it would look like if God's church took 3 hours out of their week, just like Starbucks did, and refocused on what was important. I wonder if our core values, if what we stand for is getting watered down. So today, and over the next couple of days, we're going to take a look at the core values of Jesus and what he stood for, and so that we can pick up and make sure that our Christian experience isn't getting watered down. Now, where do we begin? My son just recently graduated from basic training at the Lackland Air Force Base. And what I noticed is they didn't test him in everything possible when it comes to physical exertion. But what they did is they tested him on cardio, push-ups, and sit-ups. Now, I am a little bit old school, and in old school, those were the three things that we focused on. Now, if you go into any gym today, what you'll notice is it's filled with machines, all kinds of machines, to focus on different aspects of the body. You know, we Christians can be just that way. We focus on all of the machines, the latest gadgets, the ways that we can do little things better. But what would it look like if we just went back and focused on cardio, push-ups, and sit-ups? Well, where will we begin? We're going to jump into Luke chapter 6 today. And in Luke 6, we see something that Jesus committed to. And that was one day, soon afterward, Jesus went up on a mountain to pray. And he prayed all night to God. Jesus' number one core value is that he was committed to the relationship between he and his Father. That's what he was committed to. And so therefore, what we see is that's what we should be committed to. Jesus did say in John that he only did that which he saw his Father in heaven doing. Now, people say to me, how can I get results in my life, Pastor? Well, just take a note from Jesus. He stayed up all night to pray. How about you stay up all night to pray? And then therefore, I believe we're going to start seeing results. You know, it's so easy in our Christian walk to start feeling like it's all about doing, it's all about performing. Now, I do have 5 children, and more than once, when they were growing up, they said to me, you only had us kids because you want us to do stuff like cut the grass and clean the house and scrub things here and get chores done. Now, I did a little bit of math. It takes approximately $250,000 to raise a child in our region. Now, I just started to do the math, and I let my kids know I did the math. At $1.25 million, I could have hired somebody to take care of the lawn and clean the house. I didn't have children to get them to do things. I had children so that I could have a relationship with them. And that's why God created you and I, for a relationship, not just to do stuff. The essence of the gospel isn't about what I do. It's based on what Jesus has already done. And so because of what he's done, therefore I do. But this is a hard concept that we need to get. But see, most of all, God wants a love relationship. Before he calls us servants, he calls us friends. He calls us sons and daughters. And that's what we're longing to be. Inside of each and every one of us is there something longing that we can call him Father, call him Daddy. And that's the relationship, and that was the core value of Jesus's. So if we are his church and we're here to represent him in our world, then that is our number one thing that we need to do as well, is to relate to him as a father. For many, many years, I was a good servant. I served, I was a pastor, a good Christian, I did everything that I could do. But something clicked. A game-changing moment happened when I was no longer a servant, hoping someday to be a son, but I was a son who served. And I believe that that could be your game-changing moment today. And the basic core value of Jesus was he related to God as a father, and he was a son. I wonder what would change in my day and what would change in your day if we just took time to relate to him as a father and we are his kids. Stay tuned tomorrow for part 2 of the priorities and refocusing on what matters most to Jesus.